This is the cheapest survival kit on Amazon, and for the next 24 hours, this is all I have to survive. I've reached the jump-off point. It's time to jump.
Now I'm in the dense jungles of
Ohio,
tangling with some of the most inhospitable terrain on Earth.
Survival experts, what's the first thing to do in a survival situation? Is it A, find food and water, B, build a shelter, C, review your resources, or D, make a fire? I'm gonna go C because if you have to guess one, C is usually a pretty good option. So I bought this survival kit off Amazon like 4 months ago for $19.99. So I don't even remember what's in this thing. Okay, first thing, we got this pocket knife. Next thing, this little mini hatchet, got little pliers and a little hammer. Bought the survival kit again, an emergency blanket. Next we got this little spoon, spork. I don't really know what this thing is, but it has a compass on it. Some more string, and this is some little pen. I have no idea what this is either. Got a flashlight that does not turn on. We got a flint starter, like one of those things to start a fire. It's called a ferro rod. Yeah, ferro rod, that's what it is. And some little tinder to go with it. 2 of these things to like climbers use, I guess. I have no idea what the heck this is. I got a survival whistle. Actually, I probably shouldn't do that or else someone might come rescue me. I don't want to be rescued. I'm trying to survive. This is a little handsaw. It's like a mini chainsaw. We got some fishing equipment, a metal snowflake. Oh, it's got like little screwdriver things on it. I think the best thing to do first would be a shelter since it's pouring down rain, but I'm going to take advantage of this rain and use the little survival sleeping bag to capture some water. Oh my gosh, it's like pouring rain. Are you kidding me? I got 2 little spots where the water gets guided into, so hopefully those will fill up over time and we'll get some good drinking water. So let's get into the survival kit and see what I have to help me make a shelter. I'm gonna bring the little mini survival hatchet. Maybe I can make some sort of shelter to keep me dry. I now have to venture through this thick undergrowth and search for some decent shelter. The more cover I have, the more dry I'll be. I found this fallen over tree right here. I think I can line some sticks up on the sides to make a dry spot for my shelter. I'm gonna get to work and try to build a shelter real quick. Now that I got the roof of my shelter started, that's not enough to keep the rain out. So now what I'm gonna do is get a bunch of this thick stuff with all these leaves on it and kind of wedge it in between the sticks and just cover the whole thing in leaves so that way it'll keep more of the rain out. I am kind of impressed with my shelter I made. There is still some raindrops getting through, but it's definitely better than being out there. And all this stuff behind me, don't worry, I promise you it's just my filming gear. It's almost 6 o'clock already, so it's gonna get dark here in a little bit. I really need to think about getting a fire going or else I'm actually going to freeze to death tonight. So I'm gonna go out and see if I can find some dry wood to start a fire. My whole body is completely soaked by this point, and if I can't find wood for a fire, hypothermia can quickly become an issue. So on this pine tree right here, you can see this side's all wet from the rain. But on this side, it's nice and dry. Brought the kit with me to put the dry stuff in. Got the knife. See if I can shave off some of this bark or just pull it off. That's completely dry wood right there. All right, we got some small stuff in this box now. I need some bigger stuff still. We can't keep our fire going without the bigger twigs. This dead tree right here, it has all this dead bark on it. If you take the bark off, some somewhat dry wood under it. See if I can take this down, bring it back to camp. I made it back to my shelter. I'm gonna see if I can get this fire going. So I got the bark from that pine tree and some of the wood from that dead tree, and I'm gonna use a little ferro rod that came with the survival kit and this tinder to get it going. Trying to make this into a little poofy ball so it starts easy. Let's see what we can do here. Come on, come on. Oh my gosh. Man, the survival case has this foam in it. I want to see if I can use this to help start the fire once I get the tinder going. Come on, don't go out, don't go out. Come on, keep going. Yes, catch the bark on fire. I have made fire. Check it out. This whole video depended on whether or not I could make a fire. So glad I was able to do it. I have to figure out how I'm gonna move it out there, because that's where I need it to be. I need to be like right there instead of in the actual shelter, because once it's going pretty good, the rain won't be able to put it out. So right now I'm just getting some small stuff around the area that's still wet, but the fire's big enough to just dry it out and then burn it. So what I'm doing is I'm putting all the wood on this side to try to make the fire burn this way. So I'm gonna keep doing that until it burns all the way out here, or till it gets big enough to where I can safely move it out here. I got a nice big fire now, and I was also able to stock up a bunch to hopefully get me through the night. Probably not though. It's still like pouring down rain. I'm gonna go collect all the water from the rain trap so I have water to drink, and also so I have that emergency blanket so I can sleep tonight. All right, here it is. Looks like we got a ton of water. The survival case is the only thing I have to carry water. We got 2 puddles, and it's kind of dirty from all the tree bark I put in there. So I'm gonna use this one to wash it off, and then we'll fill it up with that puddle. Let's fill it up with the good drinking water. Kind of sad to see all this get dumped out, but this is only a 24-hour challenge, so I'll be perfectly fine. All right, let's grab the blanket and the water and head back to the fire. Oh man, the fire's getting low already. All right, you guys, so it is 9:13, still raining outside. Got the fire nice and big so I can go to sleep. I'm expecting to be waking up during the night to build it up again. I got the sleeping thing set out, so I guess what you do is just lay down and then just roll up in it. It barely fits around me, so I guess that's what I'm gonna do. I'll probably update you later tonight if something interesting happens, so either tonight or tomorrow morning. See you. All right, y'all, I survived somehow. I was up there with one of the worst nights I've ever had. My survival blanket tore in half, so my legs were exposed all night, and I had to get out of bed every half hour to an hour to keep the fire going. The fire's getting low, so I gotta get more wood on. So I was just laying on this piece, wrapped myself in this piece. So I haven't eaten since lunch yesterday, so I'm pretty hungry. I'm gonna see if I can find some food. Right there's a squirrel. Need a stick. Go. Guys, I see something bigger. There's something bigger up there. I think that's a raccoon right there. The squirrel's gone. Okay, I'm gonna try to hit the raccoon in the head, knock him out, cook him up for lunch. There's a branch right in the way. I can do this. Oh, just below him. He's climbing, he's climbing, he's climbing. It's gonna get away. Where'd he go? I think there's a hole up there. He got away. So it's 11:34. I need to do something about food because I'm starving. Okay, let's see what survival stuff we got to get some food, because throwing sticks at raccoons doesn't really work. There's the hatchet, the knife. I could make a spear and stab a raccoon. Probably a bad idea though. We got the string. I could make a snare, but I think that's illegal to make a homemade snare out of rope. But this is a survival situation, so it would probably be okay. Got all this stuff, and we also got the fishing string. There is a pond about 50 yards that way that does actually have fish in it. So that was my plan, is to just go fishing. And I'm still confused on what this thing is. It came in the survival kit, and it's just this little collapsible thing. Like, is it the fishing pole for this? Oh, I don't really know. Like, does it go in this little ring thing? I have no idea. So there's the pond right behind me. Let's see if I can figure out how to work this fishing stuff. We got one lure. So we got 2 hooks and a bunch of string. And then some sinkers and these little neon looking things. I don't even know what those are. Okay, first I need to see if this actually goes on here. Oh. I'm so confused. I just want to use those. So I was getting ready to tie this hook onto the string, but look at this hook. Where are you supposed to tie it at? I've never seen a hook like this before. I'm just gonna tie a couple knots around the hook, I guess, and see if it holds. I tied a couple knots around it, and it actually holds pretty good. Now I'm gonna put the grub that came with it on the hook. It's actually a really big bait for this tiny hook. I'm gonna make it a tiny bit smaller. Take about half of the top off, so it's like that. And there we go. Now that we got the line and hook ready, I need to find something for a fishing pole, because I don't think this is supposed to be a fishing pole. So I'm looking for a long stick for the fishing pole, and I think I just found a good one. Branch right here. I brought the little hand, so I'm gonna see if I can cut that sapling down with this. Okay, this is not working. It just gets stuck right away. Just break it with my hands. Now I'll get the knife and try to trim off all this little stuff. I think out of everything in the survival kit, this knife is probably the best. It's actually pretty good. Watch it break right here though. You see the little knot on the end right here? I'm just going to tie my fishing line right behind that. I guess you just throw it out there. Gotta go out a little deeper so I can throw it further. Ooh, that actually was good. That was good. Oh my gosh. Oh, I got a fish. I got a fish. No way. I just got a fish. Don't come off. Don't come off. Oh my goodness. Come on, come on. Let's go. I cannot believe that actually worked. Okay, let's get him up on shore. Check it out, guys. I just got a fish on the Survival Kit fishing lure, hand lining. Get him off the hook. Gonna put him out real quick with my knife. There we go, we got lunch. I made it back to the fire. I already gutted the fish when I was at the pond. I left the scales on because I'm just gonna put it right in the coals and let it cook. Just kind of bury him in the coals a bit. All right, I think the fish is probably well done. See, all the burnt stuff and ashes just come off with the skin and scales. All right, let's try this out. It's pretty good, actually. Usually bass has a really fishy taste, but this is actually pretty good. And it just turned 2:15. The challenge is now over. I'm gonna get out of here. Subscribe.